order the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors, May 22nd, 2018. Okay, roll call, please.
Leyland,
Here.
Little,
Here.
Magsman,
Here.
Schwartz,
Here.
White.
Please join us in a moment of silence. Okay, join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on to item 1, agenda received as proposed or amended.
Second.
Is there any questions or comments on the agenda? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Public comments. Would anybody like to speak to the board at this time? It's not on the agenda. Please state your name and address. Come up to the podium.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Liz Gott. I've been an RN and a nurse in this community almost 50 years. And I wanted to talk today about Country View. I've worked there twice. Actually, it wasn't Country View. Blackhawk County Health Center used to be in the Pinecrest building. And I was in charge of all 3 units as an LPN. We had the youth shelter, geriatric unit. We had the mental health unit. They called it psych unit then at that time. And then on the 4th floor, we had the profoundly retarded children that we had 30 at that time. But at that time, we accepted patients from all over the state. And then I think it got to the point where they just decided to do Blackhawk County residents only. Sorry. But anyway, in my 50 years of career, I've had about at least 10 years of mental health experience. But I have never seen a better facility for taking care of the mentally ill on a local basis as Country View. It's an outstanding place. I don't think people have ever realized how great they are out there. They kept their residents in check so that they didn't have to go to the state hospital. I also worked at the state hospital in 1969. I'm going to date myself a little bit here, where we actually, I would assist with shock treatment. So just wanted to give you a background on myself. And then the last 25 years, I've worked for Cedar Valley Hospice as a nurse. And so in my role with Cedar Valley Hospice, we would travel out to all the nursing homes in this area and cover 11 counties. And I still have not come across a facility that could take the kind of care and expertise that the Country View staff has shown. No ordinary nursing home, and I've been in charge of admitting patients to nursing homes, would accept those residents out there. They've lived out there their whole entire life, and it's their home. In 1982, as maybe some of you know, Medicare went to the DRG system, and that is when they laid off all the LPNs at Allen. That was when I went back to school and got my RN. But at that time, Medicare deemed Iowa 50th in the United States for reimbursement for the doctors and the nurses. We are still 50th. I think that's part of what's happened is we've never had the appropriate reimbursement from Medicare, and since the privatization of Medicaid, that is greatly, there's not enough reimbursement for Country View. And there's, as you know, only 2 counties that still have county homes, Dubuque and Blackhawk. I would like to know what Dubuque is doing to keep their facility solvent. Have we looked into what Dubuque is doing to keep their facility running? Has anybody looked into that? And then I also saw something on the news that Hillcrest was getting special grants from the state to keep more outpatient treatment for the mental health and the mentally ill. So I think we need to look at other options here. I think it would be a crying shame to close Country View. They did try privatizing it back in the 90s did not work. So I was very disheartened to see that. But like I said, Country View is awesome. There's not another facility like it. And in the last several decades, as we know, all of our mental health facilities have been closed. And so I don't know if I have my facts straight, but any given day, we may only have 16 emergency beds in this state, and that's just not acceptable. We have to do better, and we need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there anybody else like to speak to the board at this time? Okay, moving on then to claims and payments. Resolution A.
The county's expenditures this week total $351,971.02, 351,971.02.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Leyland,
Yes.
Magsman,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Little,
Yes. And then resolution B for Country View.
Country View's expenditures this week total $40,421.55, 40421.55.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Magsman,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes. Okay, moving on to item 4, receiving project updates from department heads and/or elected officials. Morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. Just a very brief update this morning. All county roads are in good condition and all roads are open. Dust control is being applied this week and probably into next week by the vendors whom have been contacted by the residents out in the county. Can I answer any questions at this time? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Is Rory here?
Yes.
Rory, why don't you give a short update on the parking lot? I was over there yesterday. There was no working. It must have been because of the weather.
Yeah, they took a rain day yesterday.
Okay.
Today, they were prepared to start hauling to the landfill, but unfortunately, there was too much rain yesterday, and the landfill cannot accept the trucks. So we just learned that about 10 minutes ago. So,
How far down they get so far?
they haven't started digging yet in the actual area of where the rubble and debris are at. What they have dug is an approach into that area. So,
Yeah. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to item 5, minutes approved for May 15th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. We do have some hearings today. We'll have one on the FY budget amendment, and also we'll have one on the purchase of a dump truck. We'll get to those. Moving on to the consent agenda, this will be made with a single resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any questions or comments for the consent agenda? Roll call, please.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Magsman,
Yes.
Little,
Yes. Okay, item 8 is contracts and agreements. This is a resolution of contract between Blackhawk County and Blacktop Service, Humboldt, Iowa, for FY19 seal coat at various locations. The amount is $111,157.19. Kathy?
Yeah, as you recall, we did receive 2 bids on this. You accepted the Blacktop Services bid, and now we have the contract back from them, and I'm asking that you approve the contract, sign the contract, and we can begin work with them shortly.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Leyland,
Yes.
Magsman,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Little,
Yes. And moving on to item B, this is a resolution of the lowest responsive bid received from Kramer and Associates of Grimes, Iowa, for the Finchford Road Bridge rehab for $887,663.38.
So moved.
Second.
That's for engineering.
No, this is actually for rehabilitation. Just a little bit of background on this structure. It is one of our larger structures in the county, 350-foot-long bridge, just north of Finchford, the community of Finchford. This is the South Bridge. There's two structures up there, very close to each other. This is the south structure. It has been inspected by Shuck Britzen, our structural consultant, for the past few years. Several years ago, they determined that the substructure, the deck, the deck was deteriorating. It was rated a 4 out of 10, so it was in poor condition. We hired them to do the engineering for the structure. We are receiving federal aid, so therefore this contract had to be let by the Iowa Department of Transportation. It was let last week, and we received 2 bids, one from Kramer and Associates. The other one was from PCI, Peterson Contractors. You can see the bids were $887,000, and the PCI bid was $910,000. The engineer's estimate was about $940,000, so both bids looked very good. They were very close together, considering how large the contract was. So I'd recommend that you do accept the bid from Kramer and Associates at this time, and then we be allowed to move on to the contract phase.
Okay.
Kathy, will this bridge remain open, or will it be closed during?
Yes, thank you, Frank. No, this bridge will have to be closed. We are anticipating construction starting about mid-July and probably until maybe Thanksgiving. This will be an inconvenience for a lot of that northwest travel in the Finchford area. Gravel roads will primarily be the shortest detour route, but it will have to be closed due to the fact that we have to remove the entire deck, all the guardrail. It has to be rebuilt from the beams up.
Have we notified people out in that area?
We've not specifically, no. We were waiting, for example, the school districts, emergency services. We generally wait until 2 weeks or 1 week before the actual closures.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else? Do we have a motion on this?
Motion.
Yes.
Oh, we do? Great.
Okay, roll call, please.
Magsman,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little.
Yes. Okay, moving on to item 8C. This is a resolution at the lowest reasonable bid from Eco Water Systems Waterloo. This is a bid of $18,462.
So move on the resolution.
Second.
Rory, is this yours?
Yes, it is.
The jail,
This is for the jail water softeners. We have 3 units. It was discovered that in all 3 units, the existing resin has deteriorated to the point that it's no longer performing the way it should. In working with Echo Water, who was the original installer on this system, we've done a lot of research on resins and the effects that chlorine levels have on our resins. What we found is our chlorine levels coming into that facility range right around 1 part per million, sometimes just a touch higher. Still within the standards, the parameters that is required for water to be. But what we found out with the gel resin that was in these water softeners, that can have negative effects on that resin. It can actually reduce the life by quite a bit, which has been proven here. So what we're looking at doing is going with what's called a micro porous type resin. It's supposed to be much more robust to be able to handle the higher chlorine levels in the downtown area here. We wanted to get this expedited as quickly as possible because what we're seeing is we have several point of use hot water heaters throughout the jail that are primarily used for the inmates. And then also our kitchen equipment, we're also seeing some damaging effects from the hard water over there as well, consequently at a cost. So in talking with Sheriff Tony Thompson, we did decide that this does have a direct impact for the inmates, particularly for the point of use hot water heaters and also the kitchen. that this money would be paid for out of his commissary fund.
Now, this unit was replaced in 2013,
2015,
15, the same company.
yes.
Did they check for this high chlorine rate back then, and why now?
We actually have a independent company that comes in once a month and reviews our water source, and it's always been kind of right there at that 1 part per million. Again, with the flow rates, that 1 part per million, everything that I have researched and what Echo Water has given to me, there are indications that that can have a negative effect on resin life.
Tony, you recall prior to that, I thought they were pretty old. When we replaced them in 15, they were in there a long time before that.
That's correct. But we didn't realize how bad they were when they were finally replaced in 15. They weren't really softening anything at that point, so we don't know how long that they ran.
Did you bid this?
No, I did not. Partly, well, the main reason I did not is Echo Water has been in there for quite some time now, actually working on this system. It's still under warranty with regards to the mechanicals part of it. So when they take this system down, that's one thing. We just want to make sure that the mechanical portion of it is working correctly. If it's not, then that portion should be covered under the warranty. So
I just was wondering if there's a better product out there.
the microporous resin, again, all research indicates that it is a much, much better resin. There's even points to that talk about how it is more robust against higher chlorine levels in municipalities' water.
And this was for 3 units, I believe. of
3
the
units,
water
yes.
softeners.
Yeah,
I hope they'll last longer than 3 years.
absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. We got a motion on this, Grant?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Leyland?
Yes.
Magsman?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item 9 is other business. This is a resolution to approve the amendment list of financial institutions. This is under 12B, 12C of the Code of Iowa in amounts not to exceed the maximum deposits. Rita, did you want to say anything with this, or is this yours? Yeah. This one and then the next one, I believe, too.
Rita Schmidt, treasurer. There's no changes. We did have some last year, but the auditors said that we should review this yearly, whether there's changes or not. So this is just looking. We contacted all the different offices and asked for any changes, and there were none. So this is just going to be a yearly thing, whether changes or not.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else got any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Leyland?
Yes.
Magsman?
Yes.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. Excuse me. Item B is a resolution to designate the financial institutions. And again, this is under 12B, 12C of the Code of Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on this one? Roll call, please.
Magsman?
Yes.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Leyland?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. Okay, item C is a motion that the certificate of cost allocation plan for Blackhawk County for recovered administrative expenses for FY19 be approved and direct chair to sign.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on this one? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item D is a motion to approve and adopt the new grant administration policy and to rescind the block grant funds procurement policy.
So moved.
Susan, you want to
Second.
address this?
Yes. There were some significant changes to the regulations for federal grants a couple years ago under uniform guidance, and when the auditors were here, they recommended that we update our policies to comply with those regulations. We had 2 previous policies that addressed federal grants, the block grant funds procurement policy and the grant applications policy. So we are replacing those 2 policies, and this new policy is really more comprehensive, in-depth, to cover all of the new regulations related to federal grants. And so we had it reviewed by our external auditors. We looked at it internally with all of the departments that have federal grants, and the Policy Review Committee looked at it through email. So.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item E is a motion that the request for purchase of capital equipment submitted by Kim Veeder. This is for six drives for the HPE storage device, $4,167.57.
So moved.
Second.
Kim, you want to add anything?
No, it's just going to expand the storage for our servers.
Okay.
HPE storage, no different
Yeah,
than
it's a
anything?
storage device, I should say, rather than a server, so.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Okay, item F is a resolution at the request for purchase of capital equipment. This is for an upgrade to the AES 400 for $15,819.
Would you mind giving a little more information on this, Kim? I know you sent us an email on it, but as far as why this was needed?
Right. As you know, the text administration software project got derailed. It was taking longer than we expected in the first place, so I had really anticipated being off the 400 by now already. Because that didn't happen, the version of the operating system that we're running currently is not under maintenance anymore. So to have maintenance and be able to get support from IBM, we would need to upgrade it. And so this includes the upgrade, catching up our maintenance for what wasn't paid since we weren't under maintenance. So,
How long does that extend then?
yeah, we should be good because we'll be current, but hopefully we won't need it for as long as it's, would be available.
Is there-
So you'll
Yeah, go ahead.
need to utilize the AS400 until you switch over to the Windows version for the
Right.
real estate software.
Exactly. And we're in the process of finalizing that RFP, and we expect to release it the 1st of June. And we've got the dates put together. I need to work with Pete just to verify everything, but he'll review it one more time before we send it out.
And I know you mentioned the source for where this funding would come from since it was unplanned or unbudgeted.
Right. As part of our termination with Thomson Reuters, we received $30,000 in damages, and part of that money we requested specifically to do the upgrades, and so it's such a delay.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Move on the resolution.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Leyland?
Yes.
Maxman?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. Item G is a motion for a travel request submitted by Debbie Bunger, HR Director, for $403 to attend the Academy 2 grievance arbitration in Johnston, Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
Deb, anything?
Morning Board, Deb Bunger, HR Director. So National Pell-Ra offers 3 academies. I've already taken Academy 1. I took that in Plymouth in February. So they all kind of build on each other. The first one I took was the Foundation of Labor Relations. This one is the grievance arbitration process, and the last one is the negotiation process. So I do try to wait until they offer one locally enough to minimize the cost.
Okay,
Right?
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Okay, item H is a motion to direct the county auditor to advertise for a public hearing bid opening Tuesday, June 5th, for the purchase of 1 pickup truck for Blackhawk County Engineers Office.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Okay, it is 9:26. This is the proposed FY budget amendment. Motion received and placed on file, proof of publication.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to close the hearing after oral written comments are received. Were there any written comments?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Susan?
Yes, we just have a few amendments this time. Chuck, if you want to put up the screen, probably don't need to look. But basically, in the general fund, we are increasing revenues and expenditures for two departments, the Auditor Elections Department and Veterans Affairs. Auditor Elections, there were increased expenditures for the local elections last fall. We had an additional runoff election. They spent a little additional in training related to the new voter laws. So we had a 27,000 additional revenue there, offsetting expenditures. And then in Veterans Affairs, they have been receiving donations throughout the year for veteran services, about 30,000 in revenues there to offset additional expenditures that we did not budget for in the fall. So the net impact of that is zero in the general fund. And then in other funds, in the Recorder's Record Management Fund, the recorder is doing a digitization project. It's going to carry over into next year, but there will be some expenditures this year, and she's planning to use some of the reserves in that fund to cover that digitization. So we added 15,000 in expenditures there. Oh, I don't have it plugged in. Sorry, Chuck. My fault.
He's back there going
anyway,
all around
there
the
was-
whole room. Can't find it.
Sorry. Well, you can skip it, Chuck. There's only, anyway, those are all of the amendments. Sorry about that. So,
Yeah. And you had
net
sent all
impact
those.
on the general fund is zero. And,
Okay.
Get you a whiteboard.
I could get a whiteboard.
Well, the board received the email and the explanation, so
Yes,
thank you for that.
yes.
You can take a break
Yeah,
now, Chuck.
You can.
Okay, has anybody else got anything on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And the next item is a resolution that the FY18 budget be amended by changing previous revenues and
So moved.
expenditures.
Second.
Let's have a roll call, please.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Leyland?
Yes.
Weitzman?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. And item J is a resolution the finance director be directed to decrease appropriations to various operating budgets for FY 2017 and 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any questions on this one?
This is just to increase the
Sure.
appropriations for those amendments.
Roll call, please.
Leyland?
Yes.
Weitzman?
Yes.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Little?
Yes. Okay, it is 9:29, and we have a hearing of bid opening on the proposed purchase of one dump truck. Motion received, place on file, proof of publication.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. And we have a motion to close the hearing after oral written comments are received. Are there any written comments?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, and then bids to be received open. Did they all meet the 3 PM Monday, May 21st deadline?
Yes, they did.
Okay, thank you. And go ahead.
Okay. The first bid comes from Don's Truck Sales, Fairbank, Iowa.
And for the record, the estimate is 205,000.
Yes. The bid is $199,950. 199,950.00.
Is there a reason you had the make and model listed, or that irrelevant?
Oh, on our bid tab sheet that we gave you, that would be something we're looking at shortly after this, where we're making sure everybody is in compliance with the make and the model we wanted. But for right now, I'm just reading the bids.
Okay.
This next bid comes from Twin Bridges Truck City, Davenport, Iowa. Their bid is $215,013. 215,013.00. The next bid is from Thompson Truck and Trailer, so it would be their first bid. Dubuque, Iowa. Yeah. I'm gonna have to have those up then. That bid is $199,513. $199,513. The next bid is from Thompson Truck and Trailer, Dubuque, Iowa. Their bid is $198,285.
Could you refresh the board on, we've had this before, why does one dealer put in two bids?
So it looks like primarily both of them are international trucks, but it looks like the snowplow equipment is different. The first bid has Henderson snowplow equipment on it, and this bid appears to have Henke.
Did you specify in the RFP what snow equipment?
I believe we specified Henderson or equivalent, so both of them, as far as I know, both Henderson and Henke are similar components, and the second bid has Henke snowplow and snowing.
Okay.
The next bid comes from Rees Truck and Trailer Incorporated, Fort Dodge, Iowa. Their bid is $222,597.33. 222,597.33. The next bid comes from Truck Country, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. $197,436. 197,436.00, and that's for a Freightliner with Henke snowplow and snow wing.
That was truck company number one bid?
Yes. The last bid is Truck Country, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, so their number two bid, $205,364. 205,364.00. That's also a Freightliner with Henderson snowplow equipment.
Same truck, just different snowplow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then, we'll move to item 4 to make a motion the Board of Supervisors review and place on file.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to any reports or information from the board.
Just comment that Supervisor Craig White is on the honor flight out on his way out to Washington DC today. That's why he's not at the board meeting today.
Okay,
I want to wish all the veterans the best, and hopefully the weather will hold while they're out there.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I have a letter I'd just like to read briefly. I was going to say Sherm Lundy stopped in the office yesterday, and he had sent a letter to the Board of Supervisors, and he wanted to be sure that we recognized staff and their assistance with this. He was representing the Boy Scouts of America. His letter states to the Board of Supervisors, on behalf of Boy Scouts of America, River Valley District, we extend our grateful appreciation to Deputy Joe Stafford of the Black Hawk County Sheriff's Department and Kathy Nicholas, Black Hawk County Engineer, for the great participation and effort they gave to the successful emergency preparedness training camporee for our scouts this past weekend. We are very grateful to the Deputy Stafford and County Engineer Nicholas for their community participation and support to scouting. Their training and information program efforts with the scouts help to provide the scouts with the knowledge and confidence to address emergency situations. These two individuals need to be commended for the time and extra effort they gave to our youth to prepare for tomorrow. He mentioned there were about 125 to 135 scouts at the event, and they did an excellent job, but he just wanted us to recognize that. So that letter from Sherm Lundy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else?
I'll just add, a couple of the nurses from Country View stopped by my home last week and asked me for their help organizing a rally on behalf of Country View that's going to take place this Friday. It'll be just outside on the sidewalk here on 5th Street. But so that's this Friday at 5:30.
Okay, is there anything else?
I think I'd like to mention that we are accepting applications for the Planning and Zoning Commission for Black Hawk County, and we need a candidate that lives in an unincorporated area here in Black Hawk County, and we are looking to have a female serve on that Planning and Zoning Board. Encourage you to apply.
Aren't we still taking applications for VA also?
I believe that I seen one additional.
I seen one
this morning.
yesterday come in.
So far, yeah.
Okay. But
And
we have-
those can be, you can go to Black Hawk County website and you can fill out the application right on our website.
We have 2 open on P and Z.
We will, at the beginning of July, but we have 1 vacancy right now.
And then 2 open for VA.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Okay, is there anybody else? Accept a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you very much. We are adjourned.